Okay, can you guys all hear me okay? Are we all set up? I'm super excited to be with you guys today. It does actually, somebody in Q&A did say that there is a chat function for them. So you're welcome to also use the chat, but we will keep track of it. Lindsay's gonna help me watch that. My name is Kristen Keller, and I am the manager of online classes and events at Michael's. And this is my first ever kids club. So I am super excited to spend some time with you guys today making these cute little Christmas trees. We're going to give you a couple of different options. We're going to talk about how we can make them, how we can individualize them, and we are going to make these today so you'll be able to have these for whatever you want to do with them at the end of the day. Okay, so how we're going to start is the same place where you went to sign up on michaels.com. There is by the class under the winter workshop series, there is a handout. It's a PDF. If you go find the class that looks like this, there is a PDF that you can print this off, and it gives you a form that you can cut out. So what we're going to do first is we're going to cut that out. Actually, first, let me show you some of the things that we're going to need today. So you'll need this PDF of the tree. It's a pretty basic tree. The other thing you can do if you don't have this is you can just kind of draw your own tree and then just cut out two of them, and I'll show you how we will make our slit on the bottom of one and on the top of the other. I will walk you through that here in a second. So you're also free to make your own freeform Christmas tree if you want, if you don't have access to this printout. You're going to need some foam. Today we're going to use some green or some dark green or some light green. You can also do cardstock. So if you want to do just plain paper, that works too. Today we're going to use foam. The project actually has us using foam, but both work just fine. You'll need a pair of scissors. You will need either some fun, fancy sequins, or you can also use pom-poms or stickers, or really you could use anything you want to embellish your tree. And then also we will need some glue. This is basically just Elmer's glue, but it's in a smaller little container. Whatever kind of glue you have at home would work. You could use glue dots, would work really well. You could also use, like if you're going to use pom-poms, glue stick might not work, but it would definitely work for these, for the sequins, if you can see them on the other screen. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we are going to cut out our tree. So if you want to draw out your Christmas tree, if you have the pattern, we're going to start cutting it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically cut both of these out. And so if you guys want to work on that while I'm going. Okay, now I have some questions for you. Lindsay, do we have anything coming up in the Q&A? Any questions that we need to answer while we're going?
Yes, we have a few people who are wondering what they can use if they do not have the foam today.
Absolutely. You could use any kind of piece of paper. If you had like a thicker kind of paper, like a cardstock, you could totally use that. You could also use like cardboard would work if you have a package, like an Amazon package, that would totally work. And then you could like paint it green or color it green before we build the tree. Anything that's kind of stiffer, that's not like this kind of like flimsy, like copy paper, anything that's a little bit stiffer would work. If you have watercolor paper, that could also work. There's all sorts of options that you can do. And if you don't have the green foam, it just means that you get to be creative and come up with another way to make it work. But the nature of this project is so simple that anything, as long as it's a little bit stiffer, will totally work to make this Christmas tree. It doesn't have to be any one thing. Any other questions that we need? It looks like Lindsay, awesome, put the link to the form or to the pattern in our chat if you guys need that. Any other questions we need to talk about, Lindsay, or is that the main one?
One person also asked if felt would work.
You know what? Felt on its own probably wouldn't work. It's a little bit too soft, unless it's like a really, really stiff foam or it's like reinforced with some kind of iron iron-on kind of stiff Pell-on, probably not felt. It's going to be too soft, and it's going to be like a super floppy tree. Now, I have seen really cute things that work really well with felt, where you just cut a bunch of circles and then you like string them together, and that makes a cute kind of like little tree. That's a project for another day. That's not what we're doing today. So for this one, felt probably not such a great alternative. Okay. Keep cutting this. Now I have a question for you guys. I want to know if you can put it in the chat or in the Q&A section. I want to know what your favorite Christmas traditions are. Like, what is the thing that your family does that just makes Christmas extra special for you guys? And while you're thinking about it or typing it, I'm going to tell you what my family does, okay? So when I was growing up, we used to do this thing where all of my brothers and sisters, no matter how old we were, would sleep in the same room, and we would watch a movie called White Christmas. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's kind of an older movie. There's some singing and some dancing, but it is so fun. And so all of my brothers and sisters and I would sleep in the same room and watch that movie. And then in the next morning, we would come down and Santa had come, and it was just extra special. So let's hear from you guys. What are your favorite Christmas traditions? Lindsay, maybe you can share some of them while I'm cutting those second tree out. Oh, yay. I want to hear.
We have a lot of them involve Christmas cookies. Either drinking hot chocolate and having Christmas cookies, making Christmas cookies, decorating cookies, opening stockings.
Okay. I love it. What is everybody's favorite Christmas cookie?
Going to see Christmas lights.
Nice.
Doing their advent calendars.
Okay, that sounds like so much fun. You guys, Christmas is the best. I love Christmas. I was so excited about Christmas this year that I put my Christmas tree up before I even left my house for Thanksgiving, because I wanted to come back and I didn't want to waste a single minute not having Christmas up. So I put my Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving even got here, because I was going out of town and I knew I wanted that tree up sooner rather than later.
And Samantha says that decorating the house is one of their favorite parts.
I love that, Samantha. I feel the same way. I feel like when you decorate for Christmas, it just makes the house feel magical. All year long, you live in this normal house or apartment or wherever you live, and then suddenly you put up a Christmas tree. Oh, I lost my earphones. Suddenly you put up a Christmas tree, and it's a magic house. Like, it's not the same house that you've lived in all year long. I love that. Okay, so now I have my Christmas trees. They're not perfect. It's okay. It doesn't have to be. I'm a big believer that art doesn't have to be perfect. So what we're going to do is I'm going to throw this away. And now we're going to come to the fun part. I'm going to go with a light green, because I'm wearing a dark green shirt, and that way it makes it separate. So what I'm going to do is I am going to trace out my trees onto my foam or onto my cardstock, whatever it is that I'm designing my tree on. I'm going to find like a pencil or a pen, whatever you want to use. And you're just going to kind of trace your design into here. And then we're going to cut it out again. And it does have this pattern in it here. You can see where there's this line. I wouldn't worry about cutting that out until you get to the foam piece of it. Okay, does that make sense? You guys tracking with me? Any questions so far, Lindsay, as we go through this that we need to like be mindful of that I can answer?
Okay, so I wanted to say that there should not be, there most likely is not permissions for you to type into the chat. So please use the Q&A for any questions. Although you should be able to see any links that I put into the chat. just in case there's any confusion about that.
That is a good call. Okay, so somebody mentioned that they love Christmas cookies. I want to know what the group's favorite Christmas cookies are. Okay, let's hear it. My favorite Christmas cookies are snickerdoodles. Anything rolled in sugar and cinnamon is a winner in my book. So let's hear from the group. Lindsay, what's your favorite?
Oh, my favorite is probably classic chocolate chip.
Okay, that's a winner.
We have lots of sugar cookies, chocolate chip, gingerbread, all cookies.
Oh, I like that. Whoever said that, that's really the right answer. All cookies. I love it. So the first pen that I used, you can see, you can hardly see it. So I'm just going over it again with a darker color, just so you guys, you don't have to do it twice. This is just what I'm doing so that I can see what I'm doing and so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so now we have our line, our trees ready to be cut out. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do my line here. So I have a line here. Let's see. So I'm gonna do my line here. That's gonna be where I cut my slit. And then on this one, it goes like this. So you're gonna have one that has the slit coming from the top, that looks like this coming from the top down. And you're gonna have one that has the slit coming from the bottom, okay? So that's what we're gonna do here in just a second. So I'm gonna put my lid back on my pen. And we are, where did I put my scissors, you guys? We're gonna cut them out again. Lots of cutting on this one. And then we come to the fun part where we decorate. Okay, so I'm going to cut these scissors. Don't love cutting the foam, so you just kind of have to go over it a couple of times. But that is okay, totally doable. Let's see. Okay. I want to know if anybody is going anywhere fun for Christmas. Are we all kind of just staying at our houses? What do you guys think? What are you doing for Christmas? Anyone going to visit Grandma and Grandpa? What do we have coming in from the chat?
Seems we have two people who say that their grandparents come to them.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Some are Gia is going to New York. That sounds fun and snowy.
Yeah. My little brother lives in New York.
We have someone going to Disney World.
You guys want to hear a really sad story? I've never been to Disney World. Isn't that the saddest? I need to remedy that. Now that I'm an adult and I have my own money, I should just go to Disney World, huh? Let's see here. All right. How's everybody doing? Are we cutting out our trees okay?
People might be a tad behind.
Okay. I will, we can take our time. The good news is we've got plenty of time for this one. This is like the part that takes the longest, so that's okay if it takes a little bit longer while you're figuring it out. For those of you guys who just joined us, I'm doing mine on this green kind of thicker foam, but you don't have to use foam. You can use green cardstock if you have it. Actually, too, trees come in all different colors. My sister and her kids have a pink tree in their house. How cool is that? It is a pink unicorn tree, and it's pretty amazing. So whatever color you want your tree to be, just you can use paper or cardboard boxes. You could even use, if you had foam or really anything that's kind of like stiff, you could use that to make it work. So once you get one done, you're going to make it look like this. And I'm going to just kind of put that over to the side. And now I'm going to cut out my second one. Okay. So you want 2 of these. And we're going to just kind of work with it and keep cutting it out. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to put it together. And you're not going to ever notice if this little leaf looks different than this leaf. It's just not going to be an issue because they're not going to be standing side by side right next to each other. So it's going to be just fine. And I'm also a big believer that art is supposed to be fun and not perfect. Okay. If we're focused on it being perfect, then we're missing the fun. So we just want it to look like what we just want it to be pretty, and we want to feel good while we're making it. Okay. All right. Okay, I have another Christmas question for you guys. Are you ready? I want to know what people's favorite Christmas songs are. And I'm trying to think about what mine is. I think that my favorite Christmas song is We Wish You a Merry Christmas. I think I really like that one.
Have Jingle Bells.
Nice.
Jingle Bell Rock. Feliz Navidad.
No, Feliz Navidad. I should have said that one.
All the Christmas songs.
Oh, we've got somebody who can't pick. I can respect that. I like that.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Excellent.
All I Want for Christmas Is You.
You know, it's funny. I almost said All I Want for Christmas Is You.
The 12 Days of Christmas.
Oh, we have somebody who likes to sing all of the verses. That's amazing. I don't think I know all of the verses of the 12 Days of Christmas. That is awesome.
Oh, we have a question.
Okay, let's hear
Someone has asked, can I paint my foam?
Yes, you can. You just have to wait a very long time for it to dry. If you paint it, it's going to take a long time to dry because it's not going to get a lot of air underneath there. So if you paint it, you probably need to set it aside and then come at it tomorrow and finish off the project. So you can paint the foam, but it just takes way longer to dry. It doesn't dry, paint on the foam doesn't dry as quickly on the foam as it does on paper. Does that make sense? I think it's because air can get through paper a little bit, but on this one it can't. And so it just kind of stays like mushy and kind of like it makes a bigger mess. So you can do it, but if you want to keep going with us today, you might want to maybe not paint the foam today, if that makes any sense. Okay, so we'll give people a few minutes to catch up before I cut our slits. So this is basically what we're going to have, right? So we're going to have one tree with our slit that goes down the top, and then we're going to have another one with our slit that goes up the side or up the bottom. Okay, so kind of like they're going to meet in the middle, and then we're going to assemble it like a puzzle. And I'll show you how we do that here in just a second. You guys ready for me to go on, or I'll wait just a little bit until we can get people caught up? It seems like we're a little bit. My hands probably go a lot faster. What, Lindsay? Sorry.
We have 2 more questions. One,
sure.
Can you use adhesive foam sheets?
You could. You just probably wouldn't want to peel the adhesive on the back, but you totally could. Absolutely.
And then the other one asked if we can use markers on the foam, if that might be better than paint.
Yeah, so I just use markers. That's what this is. And you'll see like it kind of comes off on your fingers a little bit while it's still wet. See how it's leaving like a little mark on my fingers? So just know, but yeah, you could totally use markers on the foam. It's just going to come off, like if you can see it on my thumb a little bit. It's just not as like absorbent, the foam, as the paper. So it works just a little bit differently, but yes, you can absolutely use markers on your paper, on your foam, which is how I got the shape. So yeah, totally. All sorts of things you can do on it. All right. So once you kind of get your pieces cut out, and you have your thing, if you want to make it exact, it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you want to make it exact, you can put this guy on here, and then this will tell you exactly where to cut. So here's my line, okay? And then also I can do the same thing here. If you can see what I'm doing, it's going to tell me exactly where to cut. And so now I know where my lines go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down the center. So it looks like this. So it looks like you're going to cut your tree in half, but I'm going to stop halfway. So you're going to only cut it like this. Okay, so you're going to stop it halfway from the bottom. And then you're going to do the same thing over here where my line is. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing on this side. You're going to cut up, but only part of the way. And then this goes together like this. So you can kind of just slide it together so it looks like a 3D tree. And sometimes you kind of have to fiddle with it. But so it's going to go like this. And so it looks like if you have it open, you can have two pieces that can like this. And then you just make it be your tree so it stands up like that. And that's how you put it together. Sometimes it helps if you want to make a little bit wider slit on the bottom. So it gives it a little bit more room for all that thick foam to go in. You can do that. I'll show you how I do that. See how you can see how I'm making it a little bit wider, but you don't have to. This is just because we have some time and I'm showing you. So see, I made it look like a wider slit than just like a cut down the middle. And then that lets me put my pieces together and slide it in. And here I go. And there's my tree. Sometimes you have to kind of work it and get it to go both directions to get it to stand up. And there's my tree. And so what we're going to do now, this is the fun part, okay? This is my favorite part. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it back apart. We're going to decide whether we want to do all of these fun, sparkly, if you can see how sparkly the sequins are, if you have sequins. These look awesome on your tree. They look like actual like balls. Like you can decide if you want to do like a whole bunch of colors, or maybe you just want to do red. Like my Christmas tree is all reds and whites and greens on my tree. So I could do the same thing, or I could do a different tree where I could do some purple and some silver, or what I think I'm going to do today are these fun pom-poms, because they stick out a little bit more. So they're going to make it like a little bit more like dimension. Give it some texture and give it some dimension. And also, who doesn't love working with pom-poms? It's awesome, right? So I'm going to kind of dump out some of the pom-poms that I want to do. Now, this is not like a normal piece of paper. So you're going to want to do both sides of your tree, okay? So you're going to want to put them on this side, and then you're going to kind of let it dry for a little bit, and then you're going to flip it over and put pom-poms on this tree. Because if you look at this tree, this is one that's all finished. It's got, you see all of the sides of, see, this is what it would look like if you didn't do both sides. So it lets you see all of the sides. So it's going to stand up on your tree, on your table like that. And you want to see all of the sides decorated. So that's why you're going to do the top side, get it decorated, and then you're going to flip it over and do some on the back side so that you can have like a fully well-decorated tree, okay? All right. I want to know, is anybody doing a tree that's a different color than like a traditional green Christmas tree? Did anybody decide to do something like outside of the box? What do we think? I suspect that we had somebody who went with a blue tree. Let's see if I'm wrong. Let me know if someone did a blue tree.
We have someone who did a white tree, which that will look pretty.
Oh, like a snow-covered tree. Oh my goodness, that'll be gorgeous.
Samantha is doing a blue star for her tree.
See, we haven't even gotten to the star part. I was going to say, it doesn't come on the instructions, but I was going to suggest that maybe we could do some stars on our tree, because I think that would be very cool. Any other fun colors for trees, guys? No? Or maybe we're also focused on getting our tree cut out and you're like, Kristen, I don't have time for your questions. That's okay too. I get it.
It seems that most of them are doing a green tree.
Okay.
Cora's doing a rainbow.
Stop it. I saw somebody on Instagram that had a rainbow tree and I thought, oh, next year. I actually have a sign hanging up in my bedroom that says, I never met a color I didn't love, because I love colors. They're like my happy language. I think colors are awesome. So just so you can see what I'm doing, I'm just putting like a little bit of glue, and then I'm gonna say right here, I want to do some pink. And it helps, like if you kind of like push it down a little bit, I'm like pushing it down, that helps get it hooked. And then you can just kind of keep going. Maybe right here, I'm going to do some orange. And this is the part that kind of takes the longest. You kind of have to let it dry a little bit. But the good news is, like any kind of Elmer's glue, school glue will work. Or if you have like some dots, glue dots, that would work too. Whatever you want to do to try to like get the colors down on your tree. Just remember, the more glue you use, the longer it takes to dry. That's my rule of thumb with glue, is you don't want to like pile it on, because then it will take forever to dry and you won't be able to like assemble your tree yet. You'll have to like wait a little bit. I want to know, has anybody already made Christmas cookies? Like, have we all like decided what our favorites are because we've already made some, or are people like waiting for some more, to like waiting for some time to make some cookies? What do you guys think?
So we have a few questions.
Oh, please, let's have them.
Well, what type of glue are you using?
This is just like Elmer's glue. It's just in a small bottle, because when I signed up to make the class, this is what they gave me, but it's the exact same as like Elmer's glue, or like a school glue, or like there's a Creatology kind of glue too that we have. It's just like any kind of Elmer's glue would work. It's a great question. If you're doing pom-poms, you probably don't want to do like a glue stick, just because it's going to take, you're not going to get enough glue to get it to actually stick down. But a glue stick would work really great if you're doing sequins, because you don't need like thick glue for those.
And then we had two really great questions come in.
Okay, let's hear it.
Can you draw the decorations, and can you make little ornaments to put on the tree?
Oh, like to hang on it? Oh my goodness, we have some very creative kiddos in this class. Yes, you could do all of that. You could absolutely draw them. If you like want to pull, like, you can't see it on my screen, but I could like pull out some of my like markers, and I could like do like a red. You could absolutely, that's the wrong side, but you could absolutely like do some ornaments. You could also, like, if you wanted to get some like wire or some like thread and like hook it on there like an actual tree, you could totally do that too. All of that would work. You guys, this is like the great part of these classes, is like we get you started, and then your creativity like gets to go and run wild and do whatever you want. And the great thing is that this is just like a way to get you started, because now you know that you can make a Christmas tree like this with this slit method. What other shapes do you think that we could make if we tried two things of the same shape, and then we cut one slit from the bottom and we cut one slit from the top? What else could we make this way? What do you guys think? I have some thoughts. I want to see if you guys have the same thoughts. I had the thought that maybe you could do like a present that way. Like you could do like a present and just cut out some squares. Or you could do like an actual Christmas tree ornament and do it with circles. And maybe if you wanted to do, you could even add like 2 or 3 and then do a couple of different pieces. That could also be really cool. And then you could have like a circle that has like a bunch of little segments. What other thoughts do you guys have?
We had one person also say circle,
Okay.
and this is something that you could do with the circle. Another person said you could make a wreath.
That's a great idea. I love that idea. This is why I like doing art with kids, because you guys have the best ideas. It's totally true. Totally true. So I am an aunt. I have 19. Can you guys believe that? I have 19 nieces and nephews. So many. It's a lot. And it's like my very favorite thing to do is to come when I come. They all love it when I come visit because I just bring craft projects. I bring like an entire suitcase full of like Michael stuff, like pom-poms and foam. And we just like, what can we make? And we just like make all sorts of really fun things. And it's the funnest. I really like to craft with kids because you guys have so many good ideas.
Some other creative ideas that we have people using on their trees are stickers and making little bows to put on the tree.
Bows on the tree. That is such a cute idea. You could even do like wired bows. Like if you got some, like, you know how sometimes when you buy bread, it has those little twisty ties, and sometimes they come in fun colors. Like you can get white ones or silver ones or yellow ones. You could make cute bows with like twisty ties too. Like it would be little, and then you could like make it hold its shape. That could work really well too for that. Or use it as like an ornament hook to like hook your ornament on the actual tree like you would like a normal Christmas tree. That could also be really fun. That's a great idea to like make actual like ornaments. I love it, guys.
And we have some people putting glitter on their tree, which is always a great idea.
Glitter is always a good idea. Such a good idea.
And we do have a question.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Do I have to wait until my glue dries before I start decorating the other side?
You might want to wait just a little bit. Just like give it like a few minutes so that you can, because see what'll happen. See, I lost one of my ornaments because I tried to move it too soon. So you might want to just wait a little bit, but remember, no mistakes in art. I want to just put a little bit more glue down and just, yeah. So you can see, do one, put it over to the side, and then work on the next one. And we'll just kind of give it a little bit of time. But yeah, you do want to, with especially with things that like stick up, we want to give it a little bit of time so that we don't lose it all when we flip it over. That's a good thought. Good question. Any other questions that we have?
Do you have any tips if they are having a hard time with their pom-poms staying on their tree?
That is a very good question. So I find that the harder I push, like you can see how I'm like kind of flattening it in, the more of the pom-pom in the glue that I can get, and then the more that I can leave it still, the better it will be. And then it like pops right back up, and it like, it's so, but that helps keep it down a little bit, like, and then just kind of leave it alone for a little bit. You just kind of have to wait for the glue to dry. But that's a very good question. Sometimes if they have adults and you're there helping them, I find that a glue gun works really well with a pom-pom. It's like quicker, but obviously if the kids are on their own, then that's not an option. So we just do glue and we just wait. We just give it the old natural, let it air dry, and that will give you, that will get it out a lot. That it will work. It just takes a little bit of time, but it doesn't have that fun instant gratification. So yeah. Any other questions or comments?
We had another really creative idea of
Ooh,
someone is using pipe cleaner to decorate their tree using as like a little chain or a garland.
that's a cute idea. I love that idea. Man, all of these creative little mini makers. I love it. You guys, what I want you to do too, after we're done, I want you to make sure to use the hashtag Make It with Michael's and Michael's classes and post a picture on our like Instagram, because then I can go back in, since I can't see your faces today, but that then lets me go in and see like what you guys created in our class today, because that would be so fun to be able to see what you guys made, because I'm hearing all of these super creative ideas, but I'm just kind of having to imagine what it looks like. But I'd love to see it.
We had another person say that they used a hole punch on different colored construction paper to make ornaments for the tree.
Oh, that's such a creative idea. And see, and something flat like that might dry a little bit quicker, or at least you could flip it without having to wait for the time for it will take for these to dry. That's such a good idea. I wonder if you guys wanted, I was thinking somebody using the pipe cleaners made me think it might be fun to see if you could figure out how to like use pipe cleaners and pom-poms to make like lights, to make it look like it has lights on the tree. How would you guys do lights on your tree? What do you guys think?
See, someone said they're using ribbon to make it look like lights.
Oh, ribbon is such a good idea. I can tell this is a very smart group of kiddos that are coming up with very outside of the box ideas and stuff. That's so fun. See, that orange one, she doesn't want to stay, but the rest of them are staying pretty good after you just let it sit there for a bit. But this is the most recent one. So maybe we'll just come back to that one. And I'm kind of thinking that I might do something crazy and do pom-poms and sequins. I've decided now that I want to have a little bit of sparkle on my tree. So we'll dump some of those out to get. See what you guys think about that idea.
Some people said that the sequins could even look like lights.
Oh, very good idea. And I know sometimes we sell sequins that come in all different colors and all different shapes. So I bet there's some sequins that like come in a light shape, in a shape that might work like a light. That's a cool idea. Do you think you could use the same idea where you cut two of the same shape and do the slits to like slide it together? Do you think you could do a star with that? What do you guys think? Would it work on a star? What do we think?
I'm not sure. There's some people who think that you might be able to.
You might have to take some practice. You might have to experiment with it. Art requires some experimentation sometimes. Any other questions or comments or like things that we have coming up in the chat that we need to know about?
Another person has asked if they can use beads to decorate their tree.
Of course you could use beads. What a great idea. You can even like string beads and make it look like a real garland, like a beaded kind of like, like a cranberry garland or something. That's a great idea. Oh my goodness. See, we just started with like one little thing, and look at what you guys just like pulled stuff out of your closet and thought, I could do this. I'm going to try this. That's so fun. That's why I love making, because it gives us a really fun place to start. And then we just end up with something so much cooler. I love it. Good job. Any other thoughts that you guys have as we work on this little project?
Lisa says that they use the end of a paintbrush to put dots on the tree.
Oh, that's such a good idea. That's such a good idea. So I'm going to flip mine over and work on this little guy. Just figure if I'm going to be a little bit careful, we'd be okay. Do you guys have like a favorite Christmas movie that you have to watch every year that like it's not Christmas until you watch this movie? I'd be curious to hear what you guys think.
We have the Grinch, Elf, the Santa Claus.
Ooh, nice.
Polar Express.
Oh, Polar Express is such a fun movie.
Frosty the Snowman. Home Alone.
Those are such good movies. I think my favorite is, well, it's an older one, like I said earlier. I really love White Christmas. It's a musical. So if any of you guys like singing and dancing in your movies, you should definitely check out White Christmas. But it is an old one, but it's not black and white, so there is still color in it. But I do really love Elf. Elf is such a fun movie. I just love the idea of like an elf that comes to New York City and is like amazed with all the sugar that he can eat there. So fun. I love it. Any other questions that we need to answer while we're kind of wrapping up?
It doesn't look like we're getting any questions just yet. Oh, we did get another person asked about hot glue gun. If you have an adult to help you, then that would be fine.
Yep. I would not suggest kiddos using the hot glue gun. That sounds like a way to burn yourself. But yes, adults could totally help you with the hot glue gun. Absolutely.
It looks like that's all the questions we have
Okay.
right now. People might be busy
Yeah, we're
decorating their trees. We had a few people who already said that they're done.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, this is the basic of it, right? So mine is still a little bit wet, so it's gonna, if it falls apart, we'll just put it back together. But again, just remember, this is how it kind of goes together, right? You just kind of, let me find an angle so you can see what's happening. You're gonna kind of slide it in, just like a puzzle, it's gonna fit together. See, and some of my things popped up because I'm trying to do it too soon. But if I had waited a little bit, there we go. That's just kind of how it goes. And now you can see how it looks like all of the different pieces are decorated, and I've got it on all of the sides, but you can see why if I leave a back of it blank, then you've got like a whole part of your tree that's empty versus this part where you can see, oh, that's decorated and that's decorated and that's decorated. But it looks really fun when it's all together. This is one that I did earlier today. And you can see, and this is, and it just let it dry. And you can see the pom-poms do stay on it really well. You just kind of have to give them time. It just takes longer to dry it that way. But that is such a fun idea. I think I might make a bunch of these and maybe some bigger ones and some smaller ones. This would be a fun way to do like a centerpiece for like your dining room table at Thanksgiving time, I mean, at Christmas time. Like if you guys do like a fancy Christmas Eve dinner, maybe you can help your mom like decorate and put this down the center with some like candles. And I think that would be such a fun idea. I just think it looks so fun. I love it. Is everybody kind of wrapping up? I know we're coming up on time. So what I want to make sure you guys know about, this is day 6 of our winter maker extravaganza that we're doing. But tomorrow for the Kids Club Winter Workshop, they are, let's see, what are they doing on the 7th? They are going to be making paper strip penguins, which sounds amazing. Penguins are my favorite animal. So I highly recommend you check back in for that. And then on the 8th, they're doing a pop-up Christmas tree card, which is really fun. It's one of those cards, you know how when you open it, things like stick out. You're going to be able to make a Christmas card for somebody. Maybe you can mail it to somebody. So just keep that in mind. If you don't know, or if you're not already signed up, you can go sign up for those on michaels.com. Lindsay was awesome and sent the link out to that earlier. So feel free to go in and sign up for any of those. And if you want to come back on Friday, I am doing another class. It's going to be all about making a tissue paper collage Christmas tree. And it's going to turn out really, really pretty. And I'm really excited about being able to do that. So I think that is kind of the gist of what we're going to be doing together. I'm happy to stay on and answer any more questions that you guys might have. Is everybody having a good time putting it all together? Does everybody have their tree? Did it turn out like they wanted it to turn? See what we have in the chat. Somebody wants to let us know.
A lot of people are done, so they had a great time.
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
Enzo said, so much glitter.
I love it. At Michaels, we like glitter. We like glitter a lot. In fact, we have a saying at Michaels that it has to be a good day because we sell glitter and googly eyes. I love it. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming. This was so much fun. I think we had a really great time. I enjoyed like spending a chunk of my afternoon just like crafting with you guys. That was so fun. And looking forward to doing it again on Friday. If you want to come back, that would be great. But the link to sign up for future classes is in the chat. Do that, or you can go to michaels.com and scroll down. We're in the classes and events section. All right. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a great day.